Good evening, guys, and happy Saturday to all of our sunshiny faces. So I think I mentioned to you guys in yesterday's vlog that I more than likely would not have a grocery haul for you guys today because we had some family things that were going on this morning. And then we ended up getting back and I'll be honest, it was hot and kind of humid out today. So I didn't end up doing a whole lot for like a while after. But then like later more in the evening when it actually kind of cooled down, because it's supposed to be hot like the rest of this week, like high 70s I think, but because of that it was hot today. Like even having my window open, it was like the humidity, like I was just like, you know, again to getting up early and again to having our family thing that we had going on today, and then coming back and, you know, the middle of the day kind of heat and just being tired from that as well. It just like kind of kicked my butt. I was like, I'm just gonna lay around for a while. So like I just watched the Cubs game and just like laid in bed. And then after that got up and I was like, you know what, now I kind of have this energy. So my dad finished painting the ceiling today. So now in here we have the walls painted, which I know because the lighting you cannot really tell at all, and maybe I'll flip the camera around so you guys can see it a little bit better. But the room has one coat of paint on it right now. And me and Jack assume that we should be able to get the other 2 coats. I think we're gonna do 2 coats. We should get that done by tomorrow. Hopefully we can do one earlier in the day, like as soon as we get back from the grocery store, and then another one like late in the evening tomorrow, and then be done with the room in here, except for my dad has to do the corners. But honestly guys, the corners are not that difficult. Like around the trim, like as long as my dad like, you know, taped it off well, I can probably do that. Honestly, I'm not as concerned with like, I mean it's kind of a pain, but like I'll do it if I have to, and not having to worry about the ceiling because we're actually going to put ceiling trim, or you know, like not ceiling trim, crown molding around in the ceiling, so we don't even need to be butted up all the way to the ceiling. If you guys can see, I kind of left a gap, and that was actually from just rolling it. I didn't even do anything with a paintbrush, but I still might go over it because like it is probably a little bit bigger than like crown molding, and we're not doing like giant crown molding. So we're, like I said, gonna have to probably touch that up a little bit and just go over with like a paintbrush. But like honestly, we can probably have it done by hopefully Monday. The only problem is the weather. So again too, because it's nice and hot and humid and everything, it's taking way longer to dry. Like we painted this again too pretty early, like, you know, or not early, but like late afternoon, probably like early, I don't want to say nighttime, but like when we were kind of finished up, it was like starting to get dark out. And so it was, you know, like again, somewhat later in the evening, but then hours later my dad came and checked on it and he's like, it still feels kind of like tacky. So again, I don't know how well or how fast it's drying, and how long it's going to end up taking to dry tomorrow if we do 2 coats, and then again too trying to do the, you know, corners and the, you know, around the edge and everything like that. We also have to paint the inside of the closet. We were just going to paint the inside of the closet white, but since everything is out of here right now and we're redoing the floor in the closet as well, because there is hardwood in there, but we're again too, when we redo the floors, our contractor's coming, he's going to sand everything down, and so because of that we were like, well, you have to take everything out anyway, and we were like, well, if we're doing that, we might as well just paint the whole closet, because we took like all the shelving down and like everything in there. So it again too just makes sense to give it a nice coat of, you know, again like white paint in there in case we change the room. We don't have to change the inside of the closet, it's just always going to stay white. But again too, it has not, I don't think we've ever painted the closet, because as soon as we moved in, we painted this room a couple times, like probably 5 times maybe since we've lived here, or maybe less than that, maybe 4 times, something like that. I mean, like, and considering also the original color it was when we first moved in, but then again too, I know my mom I think painted it white, then we had it like a yellow and like a blue color in here, then it got changed to white again just a few years ago. I think when we were all in lockdown, we painted my mom's office. Now it's changing rooms again, and it's going to be this kind of blue color that I think it's kind of picking it up right now. And we're doing it like kind of like, my mom keeps calling it like a Florida room, but it's gonna be a sunroom because we've got the giant door here behind me, which you guys can see we have all taped off with newspaper, which has been fun to open the door to still let the dogs out. But yeah, so everything's taped off there as well, but we haven't gotten anything on, like paint wise on, you know, that, which is kind of just, it looks kind of crazy right now with like all the tape markings and everything like that as well. But anyways, like I said, the closet is also going to be getting, you know, fresh coat of paint, and then we're going to get the walls all hopefully finished as well. Flip this around and show you guys again too. I don't know how well you can tell, and also too, my camera's going to weirdly try and focus because it can't really see that much. The lighting is just really weird in here. That's why it's, I think, having trouble trying to figure out where to focus and how to focus. But if you guys can kind of tell, like compared to like the white up there, it's like this kind of light, almost like baby blue kind of color. And like I said, my mom is considering it kind of like a Florida room almost kind of thing, more of like a sunroom, because like I said, you know, we have the big slider here with this also second window as well. So there's a lot of light that comes in here, even though this leads out to our covered deck. So there's not like as much light as like, you know, a full like, you know, sunroom would get or something like that. It's a little bit more shaded light, so it's not like quite as harsh, or, you know, again too, as you know, it doesn't come in as brightly, which is kind of nice, but it's still very, very airy and light in here as well because of the slider and the back, you know, backyard light that comes in. And we don't have any trees in the backyard, so it comes in, you know, like I said, fairly nice. It's just the back porch is like all covered back there. Our back deck is. So yeah, that's the color of the room right now. And again too, my dad finished the ceiling, and then we've got the closet over here, which is actually housing the tools, but that's the closet. The only thing is that we maybe should have done a little bit, slight bit of a better job actually trying to like patch that. That's actually funny. This is not the part where the closet goes. The closet actually is mounted a little bit higher. It actually gets mounted on those. So this was probably, they had it here and then moved it up, but it doesn't mount into that. It actually, this one mounts here, and then it's a halfway, if you guys can see that little screw hole that's there. And then this actually is not, we didn't patch anything in here because we'd taken it down so quickly and then painted in there. My dad did do the ceiling in there though. And then again too, we just painted over it, but most of those screw holes will be there anyway. And honestly too, clothes are being hung up in there. This will be Jack's closet, which again too isn't that bad of a closet. Like the size is pretty decent. And the primary bedroom, the closet's the same size on the other side. Actually, this one I think is like a half of an inch bigger, or like an inch bigger or something like that. Funny enough, this one's a slight, like I said, slight bit bigger, but it's not that big of a deal. Honestly, we just want a fresh coat of paint in there so that it can kind of just be done and also be painted. We're not trying to patch all the holes and stuff like that that's in there anyway. The clothes will be hanging in there, but just so that again too, it doesn't, because like it was kind of not dented, but like, you know, there was like scrape marks and, you know, that kind of thing, dings, that kind of stuff that was kind of in there that you noticed like on the paint. It wasn't like on the wall, but yeah, that's why I just needed an extra little coat of paint in there to kind of fix that up as well. I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed because I am tired and I need to get to bed so that we can go to the grocery stores tomorrow. So I will have that haul for you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give the gold thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.